Because of the work of people like you, I think these stories and traditions and proverbs are going to continue. The torch is going to be passed because of the work that you have done. And I'm just very blessed that you did. I think today, what I learned most was that across Africa and ancient Israel, across proverb and parable, across myth and scripture, we keep hearing the same melody in different keys. Love your neighbor, welcome the stranger, use your life to find it. So maybe the deeper story isn't about who's right and who's wrong. Maybe it's about what keeps repeating. And here are three questions that I think are the mic drop moment of our conversation. Number one, what if the world's religions are not competing origin stories, but variations of a single human awakening? What if the golden rule isn't borrowed, it's remembered? And what if the real tragedy of our time is not that we disagree with each other, but that we've forgotten how deeply we already agree?
I think that's interesting. You're probably familiar with the Greek myth of the Procrustean bed. Like there was an innkeeper who would stretch his guests if they were too tall for their bed, or chop their body parts off if they were too long for it. So you don't want to. The point being, you want to respect the integrity of the traditions you're interested in. You don't want to contort them
Yeah.
to be all the same. But without saying they're all the same, there are some amazing points of convergence that we should all be aware of. In Proverbs 8 in the Bible, we meet Lady Wisdom, a personified female embodiment of wisdom, who says she was there from the beginning with God, right? And I stand at the city gate. I have words of truth on my lips. And she says, those who find me find life, and those who fail to find me will harm themselves. In other words, you're going to learn the hard way. And right. And I think that is something that can characterize um, all these international convergences that you're pointing out. And I'm so grateful it spoke to you because I'm like, wow, this is a legacy for everybody, particularly
Wisdom.
especially for African Americans, yes. But if it speaks to me like a middle class white kid from the suburbs of Philadelphia,
It should
it
speak to
speaks to
all
me.
of us. The wisdom
Yes,
itself is communal. It's not owned. It's not, shouldn't
yes,
be
yes,
weaponized. It's not tribal. It's shared. And what binds us is older than what divides us. I think the task isn't to defend our version of what the story should be, but recognize ourselves in one another as we tell those ancient stories. The,
absolutely.
the